There's a lot of dumb mistakes that cruise passengers always make, and these are some of the worst mistakes that I've ever seen. Okay, yeah, I've seen this before. I think this is in the Caribbean from what it looks like anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Ship sailing without her. Which obviously must be an awful feeling. Luckily I've never had that because to be fair, I actually don't know how this happens. I don't know how people miss the ship. Every time you leave a cruise ship, there's always a sign saying all aboard time for crew and all aboard time for guests. Obviously, crew always have to get back on board before the guests, just for like work and different things. And also if it's a tender, just to make sure there's enough space for the guests to get back. But I would recommend to always just take a picture. Sometimes they change the sign. So sometimes we've come back at like 3. And they're like, you're meant to be back at 2. And we're like, no, like we took a picture, it said 3. And they're like, oh, well, we've changed it. But they haven't got a leg to stand on because they've changed it. But I don't know how this happens. I don't know if it's because people think the cruise ship won't leave without them, when it most definitely will. But I think from this video...
That's terrible. Dude, he's got to go back for them.
Dude, he's got to go back for them. So, no, the captain will not go back for someone who's missed the ship. No, they won't. Once it's set sail, there's no chance. But the ship won't just set sail willy-nilly. I don't know why I've got this on. Let me take it off. The ship won't just set sail willy-nilly. They'll have done numerous calls. And we have delayed sailing, I'd probably say for about half an hour, 45 minutes maximum. So she must have been really quite late. I mean, the ship looks like it's just coming off the dock. But before that, you've got to take the gangway up. There'll have been numerous announcements. And if the cruise ship does actually suspect that someone isn't on the ship, they'll do, in case let's say the system's gone down, because every time you get on a cruise ship you have to scan. If the system's gone down, they'll do roll calls, hotel, like the captain will get them to speak to the hotel general manager, the HGM as I would call them, check their room, and there would be numerous things. But by the sounds of it, she's left the children on board, if it is the right video I'm thinking of.
He's got to go back.
This went viral. Here it is.
That is someone that has missed the boat.
It's a heartbreaking drama. A desperate mom drops to her knees as a cruise ship leaves her behind. And her 3 children are on board.
Yeah, so they're saying they have 3 children on board. She's either got them on and then left. But I'm not sure how that happens, because on the ships that I'm working for, if there's children on board, it will flag up. If you scan it, will say that you've got 3 children. So I think, because you can't leave children unattended, I think she's either stayed off and sent her partner back on with the ships, or guardian or other family members on with the ships. There's no chance the kids are on the cruise ship on their own. That just can't happen. It's impossible. Obviously, I'm not saying it's not ideal, but they ain't on their own.
It was caught on camera by passengers on board the Norwegian breakaway cruise ship Bahamas. The ship, one of the largest afloat, was at dockside, preparing to depart for New York. But one passenger was missing. It was this guy's wife.
This gentleman.
Yes, this gentleman. Yeah, I knew she wouldn't be on. Yeah, there you are.
3 children on board.
There's no way.
Does he leave his family here and get on the ship, or does he stay behind?
Yeah, so that's the question that a lot of people will probably be asking, like what happens to her. So basically, when the ship leaves, they actually get something called like a port agent, and that port agent is responsible for getting passengers who have missed the ship or who have been evacuated from medical emergencies to get them to the next ship or to put them up into accommodation. They won't just be left on their own. So in this instance, because obviously her husband's there, he'll have probably been talking to the captain and the hotel general manager, and they probably would have like packed a bag and given them a passport, and they normally leave it with the port side. So obviously that dad's made the decision. I mean, if it was me, I'd have probably took my kids off and got off and just stayed, but obviously he wanted a bit of a longer holiday with his kids. But yeah, she's not left with nothing. She'll have like an overnight bag with essentials. They'll arrange to fly her to the next port. It's not ideal, but it does happen.
Passengers as the ship sails off. The couple can see what's happening as they race back to the ship.
Dude. Oh my God, dude.
Oh my God.
They left him. He's got his family. No! Here he comes.
But it's too late. The husband.
Passengers absolutely love watching Pier runners. I've only seen it a couple of times, but I always get sent them. My friends and family always send them.
Dude, he's got to go back for them. got to go back for them.
Passengers
You don't laugh, you'll cry.
Video.
The wife came over and was basically begging and yelling that, hey, you know, I've got kids. And then she dropped to her knees and started, you know, praying, and it was tough to watch.
Norwegian Cruise Lines tells Inside Edition in a statement that the children never were alone. Their
Yeah,
uncle was
knew
on
it.
board, and he accompanied them back to New York. The ship went beyond normal protocol and waited an additional half hour.
There you
It was
are.
decided the husband would disembark with their travel documents to wait for his wife, the cruise line said. Travel expert.
Perfect. I mean, personally, if my wife was left behind, I don't have a wife, I have a girlfriend. I think I'd be in a lot of trouble if I left them. Obviously, it's a lot of money. If a crew member got left behind, they would have to pay their way back to the ship themselves to get sacked. I would have to pay to go back to the cruise ship, wherever it's sailing to. I'd have to join again to get all my stuff, because obviously I live on here. Join, and the captain will go, yeah, thanks for coming back. You're sacked. I'll be like, thanks, mate. See you then. And then I have to pay for my flights back from wherever I am back to my home. But for passengers, which has happened on a world cruise that I was on, we docked in Aruba, and a woman just forgot the all aboard time. Apparently she made good friends with this lady. They're having a cup of tea in her house, and then the ship set sail, and they were like, is that not your ship? And yeah, however, because she was on a world cruise, she's obviously got a bit of money. She just called up her travel agent and was basically like, yeah, I've missed the ship, can you do this for me? And basically stayed with the woman that she was having tea with when she missed the ship, stayed there overnight, booked a flight to join the ship in the next port, and she just walked straight back on the gangway because she had a Laminex and stuff. She just scanned on. The ship was like, yeah, welcome back. Obviously not everyone's as fortunate to just do that or even have enough money. I mean, if I was doing that, I'd be gutted because I'd just spend all my wages flying to the ship, get sacked, fly back. My mum and dad would be a bit upset, to say the least. But yeah, I knew
It's not the cruise ship's fault. It's not the captain's fault. It's not the cruise line's fault. Everybody knows the posted time to get back, and that ship is on a schedule, and it's going to go.
Some passengers wanted the ship to turn back.
Go back again. I would have run to the end. Jumped
yeah,
in.
I would have to run to the end and jumped in.
Pathetic.
Yeah, that's a serious safety hazard. You can't be doing that. Wow. Oh wow. Idiots. Idiot. His mates are laughing, but he's probably... Jesus, what deck's that? He's broken a few bones there. How tall is that? He's quite high above deck 7. And if you can see that thing above him there, which is just this little curve thing, it looks like that looks like the Lido deck. So that's where the pool and stuff are. And obviously different ships are on different levels, but I'm saying he's probably deck 12, which is probably like 16 meters. It looks like a royal ship. Yeah, jumped off the ship in the Bahamas. That's about 16 meters. Jesus. This guy, I mean, there's lots of comments on this video. Sometimes having friends with an actual brain to keep you from doing something stupid can be a benefit. I would never let my friend jump from a freaking cruise ship. Yeah, anyone who jumps from a cruise ship should not be on a cruise ship. It's extremely, extremely dangerous, and there's a lot of deaths if people do fall off. Man overboard. If you fall off a cruise ship, no matter if it's in the day or the night, it is not looking good. It looks docked here, but even if you jump, you don't... Cruise ships, obviously, it is quite deep underneath, but you don't know what's in the water. The cruise ships have a strict line that they follow on the tracking navigator. They do not differ from it, so you don't know what is on either side of that cruise ship. There could be like, there's loads of stuff that could be on. There's bacteria that if the propellers are on or they're cleaning or doing something under the ship, it's not just dangerous for this guy, it's dangerous for workers because a lot of maintenance goes on when you're in a port and stuff. It's not good. He was chucked off. I don't think he was actually allowed. I think he's banned from that cruise line, actually, if I'm quite honest. What's this one?
We're on Royal Caribbean Mariner of the Seas, Pier
Runner heckled by others.
There's a Pier Runner right there.
Yeah. So this must be one of the last people to get on the ship. So as you can see there, the security always have to check your Laminex to make sure that you're not going to be a random stowaway or running onto the ship without knowing. Even if you weren't sailing and that gangway had been pulled up and the ship's doors were closed and you ran, the cruise ship was still there's no chance that you're getting on that cruise ship. Once the gangway is up, you cannot put it back down. It's something to do with the port. Once they're docked and it's been pulled up, like legally, I don't think they can pull it down. And the only person that can actually come on and off a ship while it's moving is the pilot. It isn't the captain that's driving the boat into the port, it's the pilot. So they'll get a pilot to come on, they'll jump on through that tiny little door that you see on cruise ships, and they'll jump on while it's moving, go up the bridge, and they will safely dock the ship because it's their port and they know water's the best. So a little fun fact, it's not actually the captain that drives it into and out of port, it's the pilot. I mean, that's not actually that dramatic. I think there's a few in here. Oh wow, there's a few. Everyone's just missing the
That guy might
ships.
have the wrong ship.
Yeah, it's not ideal. If you're one of the people getting
He was fooling
heckled,
everyone.
one, it's embarrassing. Two, if you're a crew member, you are
Another
getting
part.
a bollocking. You are, if not getting fired for holding the entire ship up, you're getting a written warning. You're probably on your last warning.
There we go.
Even if you've got a clean slate and you make the ship delayed, you are getting a bollocking.
Hey, wait for us! A couple frantically
Inside
tries to
edition
stop a
again, we
cruise
love
ship
it.
from leaving without them.
Yeah, so can you see how it's...
Tourists were
No!
enjoying a day-long
So can you see it's
excursion in the
actually not that
Bahamas. They were
far
supposed to
from
return
the
to
port,
ship
there's
by
nothing you can
8:30
do.
PM, the last call for all passengers. But they showed up at the dock 45 minutes late,
Yeah.
and the hatch was already closed.
There you are, you can see the hatch going, that is
The last
crazy.
day of a-
Yeah, so it's that no matter how close the ship is to the dock, it isn't stopping. And that's because of something called a daily tax. So for example, I know in Amsterdam, the daily tax is €8 per person. So it's not done by the cruise ship, it's done by per person on that cruise ship, which is a very good way for the ports to make money. So if they delay sailing by 1 minute in Amsterdam, that's going to be a €16,000 tax if it's like an average sized cruise ship or a smaller cruise ship. So you can imagine the new ship Icon of the Seas, if that's, depending where it's docked, that tax can go up and down, and per person it's a lot. So that you can guarantee that cruise ship is not waiting for two people. Two people to pay 16 grand. There's no chance it is sailing straight away. So make sure you're back on time.
Day of a 7-night cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the
Symphony,
Seas,
yeah, royal
the
ship.
world's largest cruise ship.
Not
The
anymore,
voyage
it's not the
started in
biggest
Miami
anymore.
and made
Icon.
several stops in
It's
the
coming in
Caribbean
February,
before
actually.
arriving in the Bahamas. This isn't the first time passengers have been left behind by cruise ships.
That is someone that has
Back
missed
to the woman.
boat.
That's the
A
most
desperate
famous
mom
clip,
drops
man.
to her knees after she gets stranded. Making matters worse, her 3 children are still on board.
She has her kids.
Oh wait, we're just going back into
on the
that
boat,
one. Yeah,
and
everyone loves
she's
this
not
one.
on there.
CBS travel editor Peter Greenberg has this advice for all cruise ship passengers.
Let's hear
Give
it.
yourself a 90-minute rule. The 90-minute rule is when they tell you the ship is sailing at 6, get back at 4:30. There are no repercussions to the cruise line. It's in the cruise line's contract. You can't be late.
Yeah,
The cruise line is going
true.
to sail. But the rules are the rules. You miss the ship, you're chasing it.
And if you do get left behind,
Yeah, I agree with that. I probably wouldn't say an hour and a half, unless you're miles away. If you're next to the port and you're just having a little thing at the beach, then half an hour, 15 minutes. Like if you can see it and you don't need to drive, there's gonna be no traffic, fine. An hour and a half's a bit excessive, but if you're on a tour, then fair enough. However, if you're on a tour booked by the ship and you're miles away, don't panic. If you are delayed because you've booked on a tour with the cruise ship, the ship will wait for you because you booked it through the cruise ship. However, if you've booked it on your own and you're miles away, the ship tour comes and you're with them, but you've got to get back. You're like, oh, it's fine, they're there. No. If their bus is delayed, the ship will wait. If your bus is delayed and theirs isn't, that you're missing the ship. So the way to get around it is booking on the ship's tour excursions. However, this can be a bit pricier, but it's not as pricey as missing the ship and flying to the next destination or cutting your holiday short.
Entirely back to you.
So next time, remember to get back on time so you don't end up like these people.
Bye, that is savage. Yeah, dumb. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Let's see what this is. Oh my god. Please don't go close to the ship. He's on it. This looks like he's on a little jet ski, and I don't think people understand how big ship's propellers actually are. They create a massive underwater current. So people who jump off cruise ships or fall off cruise ships, when they hit the water, the propellers are going at a certain speed. You're getting sucked straight under. And I think if you watch this, I reckon his jet ski's probably going to tip over. Yeah, you can see now. Look how rough the water's getting just because of the ship's propellers and just how big the ship is. Oh my god! He can't control it. He's literally grinding up against. Oh my god. Yeah, he's completely submerged and he's strapped onto it. You can see him panicking there. Oh my god. He's lucky to be alive, this guy. He's obviously posted a video. Cameraman never dies, but he's lucky to be alive there. Silly, silly man. Silly man. And there his mates. Brilliant. Probably egging each other on. Yeah. There's also rules. You can't go within a certain distance of a cruise ship, and this is a cargo ship. It's the same rules that apply. You're not meant to go a certain meter towards the ship because of that reason. You could easily get sucked onto propellers, the underwater current, the massive things. You can easily drown. It's a very, very stupid, stupid thing to do.